So if we go to Profile for the user settings, we'll come up with the search box. You can always enter in different criteria here, first name, last name, and so on. I recommend just hitting the search button, and that's going to bring up all of your users. You might have multiple pages of users. You can page through them. You can page back. And you can also sort the users by name, last name, extension, phone number, and so on. The user ID is going to show up, and that's pretty much the internal ID for the system. It doesn't really go out to the users. They generally don't have to know that unless they're using some of our online applications. So, for example, I'm going to pick one of the users here. I'll take Alice. One of the things you're going to do first for every user is reset their passwords, because people might forget their voicemail or their UCx password. We go to the user and we go to their passwords. There are two passwords listed for each user. The set web access password, that is your DSCI web-based tools password. If you're using the UCx application or receptionist or call center or applications like that, that would be the password that gets set under the web access. That's a 6-digit password, alphanumeric, and that's pretty much the settings. It does expire every 180 days. The set portal password, portal here, you want to read that as if it said voicemail. Portal means voicemail. So you would click on the set portal password, and you would type in a 4-digit number, and that's going to set that voicemail password to a default temporary value. That way the user can go into voicemail next time. They're asked to use the password. They're asked to change that password, so only they know it. When you set the portal password, the voicemail password, it is a temporary value. When you set the web access password, you are setting the password for the user. You can always have them change it once they go into whatever application they're using. They can change it to something that only they know. So you would set the password and then hit apply or OK. In this case, we're not changing the password, so I'm going to hit cancel. The other place to go for the users is under the profile. If I go to profile, I can see the listings for Alice. And the main info here is going to be the last name and first name, and then the calling line ID, last name and first name. Alice Trainer, that is the last name and first name that we see on the listing of the users in the tool. The calling line ID, last name, first name, is what shows up when Alice makes a telephone call. And generally that's an internal call. Outgoing calls to the outside world will typically show the company's name. For an internal call, it would show the calling line ID, first name and last name. And then the last name name dialing last name and name dialing first name. That's if you wanted to have a different spelling of the person in the directory. If people were searching using the name directory, you could put Alice, you could put Allie, you could put different info in there. And the additional info at the bottom, typically this is not used. It does not go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. If you were to put in a mobile number or if you were to put in an email address, that would get shown in the printout of the enterprise directory, but it doesn't really go anywhere else. It doesn't propagate to other places in the system, so you don't necessarily have to enter this info. I'm going to just put Alice in as an email here. I'm going to hit apply, and we see saved up at the top corner. That tells us that the info has been saved. I can hit OK, and I can get out.